Broncos beat the Eagles 21-17. I think both fan bases, both groups, both teams have some issues with the refs. A lot of talk about the reffing in this game, the inconsistencies, especially for the Eagles. In my honest opinion, I think what happened was the refs missed some calls for the Broncos late or earlier in the game, and they tried to make up for it by giving some calls late in the game because there was a penalty on Zach Bond that was just the other two, but that Zach Bond one where it was a late hit,
Yeah.
roughing the unnecessary roughness. I mean, that call was absolutely terrible. That definitely helped with extending the Broncos' drive and having them come back winning this game. But one thing I was kind of surprised about, I mentioned it. I was wondering which team, which line would win the game, which line would win the battle. Tony Romo kind of talked about a little bit during the broadcast where he was talking about how the Broncos was starting to impose their will because they were able to run the ball even when they were down 17-3. There were points in the game they were able to run the ball. J.K. Dobbins, the rookie Harvey, they weren't busting huge gains, but 5-yard gains here, 6-yard gain there, getting the first down on 2nd and 5, running the ball. That really helped them out. It kept the Broncos on the field, kept that Eagles defense on the field. And, Bo Nix was making plays with his legs. They were able to, win this game. The chemistry, I'm going to be taking a look at this all season, but the chemistry between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts. There was one play, some people were saying it was an overthrow by Jalen Hurts. Others are saying that A.J. Brown didn't run the route all the way. He kind of slowed down towards the end. And I'm in that belief where A.J. Brown, if he ran the route as hard as he did when he started, that could have been a potential catch. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention to the chemistry between A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts as the season goes along. But the reffing in this game was, really bad. That Zach Bond call was bad. They had a pass interference that they didn't call on the Eagles earlier in the game that the Broncos were like, what the hell are we doing out here? And I think the next drive, they called a pass interference on I think it was on the Eagles. Either way, it was against the Broncos where they called a pass interference and they picked up the flag and it benefited the Eagles. But the referee in that game was really bad, man. That Zach Bond call, I'm going to be honest with you, Eagles fans. You see, I wear my Commanders jerseys. I do not like the Eagles, but I'm not biased with this. That call, y'all definitely got housed with that one. That was a bad call. It definitely helped the Broncos win that game at the end. So sorry for y'all, but hey, that's what it is. It's still early in the season. We get to the midway point. We get to later in the season. I got a lot of games left, so we'll see what happens with that one. Brandon, what were your thoughts on this game, though?
Yeah, damn near all of Denver's offense came in that second half. They were down 17-3 heading into the fourth quarter. They went methodically down the field to get two scores, basically within 5 minutes of each other, plus the gutsy call to go for it for two by
Yeah.
Sean Payton proved to be the difference in this game. Let's look at Denver's final drive. Knicks nearly got the intentional grounding. His receiver was making his way back to the play. 2nd and 6 from midfield. They picked up the flag on that one a few plays later. 3rd and 2 at the Philly 29. Philly got the unnecessary roughness you mentioned on Bond. Late hit, set up the ball. Philly 14-yard line. Drive leads to a Denver field goal. Philly didn't have any timeouts at that point. They get the ball back. Nick Bonito, a guy I've been high on this season and last season, bull rush for the sack. 2nd and 14, they have a dump off to Saquon. 3rd and 7, the pass was knocked down by Barron against Goddard. Barron had some jersey pull on that play, but it wasn't called. I know Philly fans were hot about that one as well. 4th and 7 at Philly's 29, it was incomplete to Goddard, but the defender basically tackled him ahead of the pass. It was a holding on number 34. Sets up the ball at the Philly 47. Hurt hits your former player Dotson for a crossing route. Ball at 29. They had 9 seconds. Hurt incompletes pass to Goddard. 34 was all over him. No flag. Again, another play. Eagles fans were a little fired up at 2nd and 10. 4 seconds left on the clock. Denver had 3 men rushing. Everybody else was back in coverage. Hurts he had all day. Incomplete in the back of the end zone. That was the play where everybody was saying that Brown basically knocked the ball out of Devontae Smith's hand. Hufanga helped, get that ball out. They kind of swatted it down out of the back of the end zone. 5 Denver defenders in the area. Another big talking point of this game was the lack of production or lack of plays, I guess you could say, for Saquon. He had 1 carry in the second half. That's been really big in Philly sports talk radio this week since the game. But on the other side of the field, second half adjustments, Sean Payton, he's one of the best. First half, Bo Nix 10 for 21, 79 yards. Second half, 14 for 17, 163 yards. So that was a very good, whatever Sean Payton saw on tape at halftime, his offensive coordinators, his position coaches, whoever was in charge of it, Bo Nix, even the guys on the field, kudos to them for fixing that offense from first half to second half. But yeah, Denver was 1-112. I don't know if you heard this on the road when trailing by 14 or more points heading into this game. So they won their second game, and it's crazy to think I heard this on NBC. I think Sunday Night Football Countdown, as well as Monday, that the quarterbacks that they've had over the years, to think that they've been down by 14 and more points at any point in the game, and they haven't really came back like that. When they had John Elway, Peyton Manning, Jay Cutler, the guys that they had, pretty good quarterbacks over the years, but they got their second win in 114 games. So yeah, Denver, good for them. Again, whenever anybody wins in the AFC West, except for Kansas City, it's a bonus for me, and I'm happy. So thank you, Denver. Sorry, Philadelphia. I still like y'all, but yeah, on
Uh,
next week for y'all.
they did have some shitty quarterbacks after Manning too, though. I'm sure the
You're right.
quarterbacks in between there definitely had a